there was a blueprint, whether people would admit it or not, of how to become a church planter in an urban neighborhood, or like a young black church planter that wasn't a part of like, the traditional black church, or even like the new age black church.
Hmm.
And you usually went to seminary, found a larger white congregation that could support you financially. You
Hmm.
did a couple years there. You had them send you out. You joined a major network,
Hmm.
and you prayed a lot. You know what I mean? And then, depending on what side of town you were in, you were either around in 5 years or you weren't.
Yep.
And that was the blueprint, and that's what I pursued, and that's what a lot of my peers pursued. One thing
Hmm.
that I have imagined for the Creek Collective is we're creating a brand new path where guys don't have to necessarily take that route anymore.
Amen.
Now they can, spend that time going directly to that neighborhood, or maybe spend that time in neighborhoods that look like that neighborhood, and still feel financially secure enough to go to the place that God has called them.
Exactly.
And I think that's going to be huge. Like I believe in the network. My wife and I give. We're one of those $10 uh,
Amen.
movies
Amen.
right now, but we're committed to it because I want the next guy to be able to say, no, I mean, I felt called to this neighborhood. Um, Maybe I do need some eyes on me, so I'm going to spend some time in DC, or maybe even Daytona, and then I'm going
Hmm.
to go directly to that neighborhood, and I don't necessarily have to join this monster network to get these things. And not to say anything negative, because there are great brothers and sisters in those networks as well.
Yep.
But I think it takes a lot of pressure off of a person when they're like, I don't have to join the biggest, I
That's right.
put it in record label talk. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have to sign to Atlantic or Universal. I can be an independent, artist in a sense as I'm
That's right.
going into this neighborhood.
That's
This,
right. And
oh, go ahead.
no, what you're saying there is so important on a lot of levels, right? Because, and I'll try to tick off about three or four of them real quickly. Number one, it's important because 3 years and self-sufficiency is not in the Bible,
No.
right? Right. That's I don't know who made that up, but that is not a biblical requirement, and we got to ask ourselves, what are we doing with Jesus's money,
Right.
right? In that regard. Number two, I think what you're saying is very important because we got to stop chewing up young planters and their families, just throwing them at the wall to see who sticks. That too is not particularly biblical, man. We gotta come around families, and we gotta give them supports, and we gotta labor with them in a healthy way so that they're not closing in 5 years, but are in fact enduring, right, and being faithful as the measure. The other thing that's really important about what you're saying is we got to have a model in this new. I love the way you're talking about this new path that allows a person to get equipped without leaving their context, or without leaving their context so long they no longer fit the context.
Yep.